The Louisiana Purchase, Napoleon's side of the story. Expanding our territory. As the state started to expand from the 13 colonies, we needed land to expand, and Louisiana was huge. To want it was easy, but to have it was not. Louisiana at this time was Spanish territory. Louisiana was a Spanish territory and was along both the Mississippi River and the Rocky Mountains, making it a very valuable territory. Louisiana was an 828,000 square mile territory. It was so big, it went through 15 modern states. It consumed all of Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and South Dakota. It partially consumed modern-day Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, and Minnesota. Louisiana was Spanish territory from 1762 until 1800, when Napoleon Bonaparte, a well-respected French emperor, general, and dictator of most of Europe during his life, conquered Louisiana in 1800 and officially claimed it in 1802. Before Napoleon invaded and conquered Louisiana in 1800, there was a 5-year period in between. This period began in 1795 when the Spanish began to become weak. A significant event took place at this time, the signing of the Pinckney Treaty of 1795. This document was signed on October 27, 1795, and it resolved the rights to travel the Mississippi River for Americans to ship goods to ships in New Orleans between Spanish and the Americans. This event truly was an American milestone and is also known as the Treaty of San Lorenzo. This was the beginning of Spanish weakness that Napoleon would act upon to take control of Louisiana. Napoleon was born in Ajaccio, Corsica, France on August 15, 1769. His father was Carlo Bonaparte and his mother was Letitia Romolino. He also had 7 siblings that included 4 brothers and 3 sisters. Their names in order from date of birth are Joseph, Lucian, Eliza, Louis, Pauline, Caroline, and Jerome, and they all shared the last name Bonaparte. Napoleon was both the second-born son of Carlo and Letitia and their second-born child. Napoleon started to attend a military academy, Autun, at age 9 for a short period of time, almost as short as he was at the time. He then attended another military academy in Brienne for 5 years. He spent a final year at the military academy in Paris, graduating on September 1785. He also ranked 42nd out of 58 in the class. Tragically, Napoleon's father died while he was in Paris. Napoleon showed his respect by doing something extraordinary for his age. He took on the responsibility of being a man of the house. This act was extraordinary because Napoleon was not the eldest male of the family. That would have been Joseph. At the time, Napoleon wasn't even 16. Napoleon's first commission, as a second lieutenant of ordnance, drove him to fiercely study military strategy and tactics in 1786. Napoleon was driven by a failure to succeed. Napoleon was a patriot to Corsica. In his document, Lettres sur la Corse acknowledges his desire for a free Corsica and that he thinks of himself as Corsican. Napoleon left for Corsica in September and not reuniting with his regiment until June 1788. All would seem good with the treaty, that is, until it was threatened by Napoleon. With Napoleon's power ascending and Spain's power descending, Napoleon became more than a threat. He became an enemy without an Achilles heel. The Spanish already knew that Louisiana would most likely become Napoleon's. Napoleon was a threat for one reason. He had plans to give new life to the French Empire in the New World. Vive la France! Napoleon had the desire to recapture St. Dominguez, invaluable sugar colony, from slave rebellion. He then would conquer Louisiana and use it as a granary for the French Empire. New Orleans was a major port city and would serve his purpose for Louisiana perfectly. Napoleon and the French Empire acquired Louisiana. In 1802, Napoleon officially took possession of Louisiana and used it for his intentions. Napoleon sent 2 divisions of the French army to 2 locations. The first division was sent to Louisiana and the second to New Orleans. Americans began to worry about the powerful growing French Empire, and conflict began to bubble and rise. Thomas Jefferson and James Monroe began to make military plans within the Mississippi Valley. They also began international political plans. The president sent Monroe to France, joined with Robert Livingston, to purchase New Orleans and West Florida for as much as $10 million. The two did not succeed and were then ordered to form a military alliance with the French, whose army was struck down by yellow fever in Saint-Domingue. Napoleon, planning to avoid war with Britain, decided to relinquish control of Louisiana. He shocked Monroe and Livingston with an offer, a bargain in fact. He offered them Louisiana for the low price of $15 million. They accepted without a thought and gained Louisiana. The West was thrilled, but Jefferson was not. But Jefferson faced the music. Louisiana officially became a state on April 30th, 1812.